Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hooked on Family's 5-Minute Friday, brought to you by Sailfish Brewing Company. Today, we're going to talk to my dearest wife, Lindsay Brown, about how, in the event that your significant other is unable to get you back to the boat ramp, how you're going to be able to cope and be able to get you and your family back safely. Stay tuned. All right. The kids are finally in bed, so we can do this. It's about time. With that being said, this entire 5-Minute Friday is on basically being able to launch a boat, being able to operate, navigate, and ultimately get back home in the event that your significant other is unable to do so. Kind of walk us through what you need to know as the significant other to be able to get your kids home.
It's so important for wives or girlfriends or whoever to be comfortable driving that boat for that worst case scenario situation. I mean, there's no...
Basically what I think it comes down to is your significant other, in our case, me, forcing your wife to get out there and drive the boat.
Right, because I definitely am more comfortable to just sit and hold the kids and whatever and let you get us where we need to go. But that is not, always the best thing to do.
No, absolutely not. And complacency is the one that always comes and bites you in the butt.
And the more often that you do it, the more comfortable that you get.
Oh, exactly.
So even just like the last couple of times that I've done it, I feel much more comfortable.
Kind of go through with us on how you approach our SIMRAD and what you pay attention to whenever you're following routes.
Me personally, I just stay on those red lines always. Doesn't matter if it's high tide, low tide. That is my route, because there's black routes that you can run when it's high tide, and I just...
When you're approaching Marvin, you're taking the time to stand up, making
I stand
sure
up the whole time I'm driving. That
making
way
sure
I can
exactly,
see
yes.
if there's anything, because that GPS and the Florida Marine tracks are great, but it's obviously not foolproof.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're standing up and you're driving the boat, then you can see what's out in front of you, just in case, hurricanes come through and this and that, and whatever. So you just need to
so the environment
use your
changes.
eyes.
So what
also, you can't just rely on
So a good
GPS.
pair of polarized sunglasses would probably pay dividends.
Absolutely.
Culminating event, I'm unable to be able to operate that boat to get us back. What goes through your mind, or how do you prepare yourself for that so that you can get myself and the kids back home?
So I'm gonna get the life jackets on the kids. I'm gonna make sure that you are in a spot that you're not gonna bounce out of the boat or hit your head or anything like that. And then I'm going to make sure that it's in neutral, turn it on, get that safety switch on my ankle or wrist, wherever people like to put it. I put it on my ankle because I'm standing up. And then I'm going to just back out of the sandbar, pull the power pole out, back out, and start going.
No, that's it. But a lot of people don't think about these things, and that's the whole point that we're trying to drive home.
You have to stay calm. You've got to just make sure that everybody is where they're supposed to be, and just, I feel like you would mostly go into kind of an autopilot at that point, where if you do it enough, you know what you're doing.
So what about taking the boat out of the water? You got to be able to go get the car, keep the boat in place. There's no help with you now. You got 2 screaming babies in the cockpit of this boat. How do you, especially in our boat where there's no dockage on our boat ramp, so how do you get us out of there?
So, honestly, I'm going to pull that boat up into the little alcove, power pull down, and we're going to leave the boat there. I'm not going to even bother if it's a true
absolutely. Life-threatening emergency.
I'm not pulling the boat out of the water.
No, I totally agree. Get that boat over there, dock it.
If it's something that is, not life-threatening.
Like heat casualty.
Right.
Because that happens a lot.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, still, we always just kind of pull our boat off to the side, back the trailer down, and then run the boat up on the trailer. That is definitely something that I should probably practice more. I'm good at getting it up there, but the hooking it and the cranking and all that is not something that
Not your strong suit.
I'm not very strong.
Well, that's good. That's good to know what you're strong at and what your weaknesses are. But the whole point is basically putting yourself in this scenario and identifying those strengths and weaknesses and being able to execute when the time comes. So thanks for sitting down.
Yeah.
Our kids are probably screaming right now,
Screaming.
but
Graydon's being good.
he is. Good job, dude.
We're forcing Chandler to nap.
You're doing good. Planning for the unknown is not something that we always do. But in the event that something does happen to your spouse, you need to be fully prepared to get you and your family back to the boat ramp. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hooked on Family's 5 Minute Friday. Be sure to like and subscribe so that way we're able to promote it and then make some more good 5 Minute Fridays and YouTube videos for you guys. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. You are so sweaty.
See you next week.
Drayton is sitting there like, what are they
Oh my
doing?
god.
It's just too
Why is
big
she
now.
touching me? Why is she touching him? Was it Graydon something?
Yeah,
Alright. Are you gonna say something or not? Can
we did.
You were done?
No, I still got to do the real one. I haven't done the outro.
I thought that's what we were doing.
No, that could be the blooper.